Hey guys, and welcome to today's video, which is all about the little Zephyr, isn't it? Yeah, it's all about you. So I feel like an update on little Zephyr here is much overdue. He is now 4 weeks old, and I'm not gonna lie, he's been through the ringer a little bit. So I said I would do a little video about all the handling and stuff I've been doing with him, and I do have lots of clips all about that, all about what I've been doing. And I will insert them with a bit of voiceover explaining what I kind of get up to with the foal, sorry, and that. So I will put that in, but to start with, I need to explain why he is in a stable and why he will be here for the next 2 weeks more, I'm afraid to say, Zephyr. So when I came home from France, Zephyr was perfect. And then literally the next day he got diarrhea, he was off the suck. He just got a bit of a bug for whatever reason. Foals, they do just tend to do that. Treated that, had him on fluids, antibiotics, all that kind of supportive care, and he perked up really well. But probably because of that episode where his immune system was a bit low, his umbilicus flared up a little bit. It had been dried up and fine, but it got a little bit thick and I was just a little bit worried about it. But I was kind of keeping an eye on it. He was on the antibiotics, so I said, we'll see if that works for it. But then after a couple of days, I saw that he was just a little bit lame and his stifle was a little bit swollen. So I said, no, we need to do something about this now. So what's really common in foals is septic joints, especially if they have a bit of an infection in an umbilicus or an infection somewhere else in their body. The bacteria float around in the bloodstream and they just love to go into the joints. He's just enjoying a scratch here. So when I saw he had the umbilicus, the history of the diarrhea, and then the bit of the swelling in the joint, obviously I was very highly suspicious of a septic joint. So I brought him into a hospital near me where one of my friends works actually. So they could do a little surgery on him where they removed the umbilicus. They removed that little bit of infection there in the umbilicus, and they also flushed out the joint, the stifle joint, and put antibiotics in it. So yeah, all went very smoothly. Luckily we'd caught it super early, so the white blood cells, which you can measure in the joint, were only just a little bit raised. So got on top of that. He was on IV antibiotics in the clinic for about 5 days, and they also put antibiotics into the joint again after flushing. So that all went well and he was good to come home. There's been no issues, but it does mean he needs to be on antibiotics for 10 days, which he's almost done. He only has a day and a half left, so he'll be very happy about that. Although he's been really good, especially for the oral medication. He's been really good. And yeah, so basically he has to stay in for 3 weeks after he came home because he has, because of when they remove the umbilicus, it's like a little abdominal surgery. So they have sutures in that, and it just means that has to really knit together and heal properly. Because if he went outside and went gallivanting around, which we all know he would, he could rip that open, you know, and it wouldn't heal as well. So we have to be very safe and stay inside, even though he'd rather not. But that's why he has a little bit of hair missing on the other side of his neck. That's where his catheter was. And he has his stifle on the left leg is all clipped where they just flushed it. But it's all going well. He's super sound at the moment and everything seems to be healing well. There's a little bit of swelling on one part of the stifle, but I actually brought him in and they ultrasounded it and it's all good. It's no problem at all. So yeah, it was good. The hospital that we brought him to was Lizadel. I would highly recommend. They were really lovely, really helpful, and yeah, great communication in that. So that is what my poor boy has been up to. And where he had his neck wrap over the catheter, he got really itchy, so he's been scratching a lot. So I've been putting a little bit of like a soothing cream on that, and he's been a lot less itchy, which is good. But I think a lot of it's boredom as well, because he's just stuck in here all the time. If he was out in the field, he probably wouldn't be scratching as much. And but yeah, that is what my poor Zephy has been up to. Not the nicest start for the little boy, but hopefully we're over all our troubles now, and it'll be all smooth sailing from now on. Yes, please, Zephy. So now on to a little bit of what I've been doing with him training wise. I use the term extremely loosely. Oh, my arm is killing me from holding this phone up. Yeah. So yeah, what we've been doing training wise, obviously he has his halter on just so he'd stand here with me and be part of the video. And basically that leading and picking up his feet, I just kind of do what makes sense and try to make it a really nice experience for him, and lots of fun, lots of scratches, and not too much in one go. Like, you know, I wouldn't spend more than 10 minutes working with him and then give him some break. And, you know, once or twice a day. I have to catch him twice a day for his medication anyway, so he does that. But then I also like try and do another little, spend some other time with him where I'm not putting medication down his throat, because that's not nice. But yeah, he's been really, really good. So I will insert some clips and do a bit of a voiceover to explain what I've been doing. Hey guys, so this was the first clip I have of lifting Zephy's feet. So he'd only done it once before this video, and as you can see, you know, he loses his balance, he's not really sure. And I also have to, for bending his front legs, I have to almost pull his knee forward, like he didn't really understand what I wanted. And even that, he was a bit confused. But yeah, it's important to remember that, you know, he's a little baby, he doesn't have good balance, he's still learning to figure out all these legs. So I didn't really expect him to lift it up for a long time, basically just lift it. And especially if he stayed still for a second, then he got a big reward. That was really good, so he knows that's what I'm looking for. And the same with the back leg. He's generally better with his back legs. He finds the balance a bit easier. This was his first time having a halter put on. So basically what I was doing was rewarding him with scratches every time he touched the halter with his nose. This is like positive reinforcement. So basically I would just hold it up. If he interacted with it at all, he got a reward. The reward stopped when the halter went away. And then I just asked for more and more each time. Here he was very interested in my arm, so I just kind of redirect him a little bit. And then I kind of move on to, he only gets a reward if he puts his nose in it, or when he feels the halter touching the top of his nose, then he gets the scratches. Because he was a little bit nervous about it at first, but then he very quickly learns that you know, there's a strong positive association with the halter, because he really loves his scratches. So this time he basically puts his whole head into the halter, so it was really, really good. Exactly what I was aiming for. He gets lots of scratches now. You can see he's pulling a few funny faces because he really loves the scratches. And then I just do it once more, and I kind of pretend to do it up. So here I just wait a minute. I don't reward until he really does what I want, which is put his nose in it. Perfect. And then he gets the scratches then. It's a little bit hard to see when I'm scratching him because I have my hand the other side, which was unfortunate for the video, but that's what I was doing. And then I just kind of put it on him so he got the feel of it around his ears and give him a little scratch. And then that was him done for that day. So it was really good. So after a few days of putting on and off the halter, this is him now. I can just pop it on him, no problem. I kind of do wait until he puts his nose in, and then I can do it up. He's a very like flighty and spooky foal, so you can see sometimes I'm a little bit slow with my movements. It's just I don't want to give him a fright. And this is the first time of him learning about putting the pressure on the halter. So I'd done a little bit of work before these clips, but basically I just put a little bit of pressure on and encourage him to go forward, and as soon as he takes a step, the pressure is released. At this point I'm asking for a little bit more, like maybe 2 steps before the pressure is released and he gets some nice scratches. So this is an example of negative reinforcement, so the pressure is taken away when he does what I'm asking, I think a lot of people think negative reinforcement is negative as in bad, but it just means that the pressure is taken away. The main thing you don't want to do is apply too much pressure. So he just has a little gentle bit of pressure. If he's not sure, I use a cue that he knows, which is pushing on his bum. And when he takes a step forward, pressure is released and he gets lots of scratches. So it's the same. I'm putting pressure on the halter, a little bit under the bum to help him figure out what I want. And now I'm asking for a couple of steps before he gets the little reward. And once he's walking forward, the pressure is released as well. So that was the first day of being led. So this is maybe the second or third time I was leading him. I have the halter now, or a rope now, to make it a bit easier. And he's also gotten really good with the patting on the side. He knows what that means, walk forward. So I put a little bit of pressure on the rope. If he doesn't walk forward, I give him a little pat on the side of his chest and he walks on. And he'll do a little bit of walking for me. Here I go to pick up his foot and then realise that's not a good idea because he's standing in not a good way to lift the foot. So I'm not exactly setting him up for success. You can see when I fix his other leg, he picks up the foot no problem. At this point I'm holding it up for longer. I'm, patting it, banging on his foot, kind of simulating as if the farrier was there. He's very good with the back legs. He finds them a lot easier to stand and keep his balance. So I'm just messing around with his foot. So you can see here he's getting a lot better. Still, just finding his balance and that, but he can hold up the leg for a lot longer. He's just wobbling around a little bit, but being very good and staying calm, which is the main thing with him. That rope was kind of annoying. I don't know why I kept holding it like that. It was silly. I do loop it over his neck after a minute, and that was a much better idea. So the other thing I do is I start pulling his leg forward, because a farrier doesn't just pick up their foot, they pull it forward to trim the sides. So it's the same with the front leg. I lift it up and I pull it forward just to practice that. This is his first time doing this, so he's a little bit like, not really sure, this is difficult. So as soon as he stays a little bit still, I reward him by putting it down, so he knows that this is what I want. Finally get rid of the bloody rope. And then I repeat the same on the right and the left front. Hold it, pick it up, and then bring it forward. Again, just needs a bit of getting used to it as soon as he lets it still and relaxes into it. So now we just do a little bit more leading around. He's getting really good. He's not worried about the pressure on the halter because he knows what it means. He understands it. There's no stress or panic when he feels it. And he's all very relaxed walking around. I find it nice to do that, do his feet do each of his feet once and then do a little walk around, clear his head, and then try it again. So he's very good at holding it up. Now we're just practicing the extending it out.
Well done.
So there he was super good. He held it out. He's very calm. So I just put it back down for him. He didn't even move it. And then I do his other foot.
Do not bite me, please.
He's also a lot better if I just take my time with him picking it up, because he kind of shifts his weight and he's able to keep his balance better, as opposed to me just grabbing his foot and expecting him to pick it up straight away. This was a mistake. I should have put it down here. He was being good, but I held it too long. So that was bad on my part, and then he lost his balance and had to put it down himself. I should have let him put it down sooner. But he's a good boy, and then we just practice putting the halter on and off a couple of times, and he's a very good boy. And then he gets lots and lots and lots of scratches, because they are the way to his heart. And then this clip is from the day that I videoed the talking part of the video. As you can see, I'm in the same clothes.
So just to show what he's kind of up to. Like, he's very, very good with the leading now. He'll lead all around. I've led him around the yard as well, which he found a little bit scarier because he kind of wanted to follow his mum. He you know, he doesn't have the confidence to leave his mum, but he's very good. And when I just say whoa, he stops, and he's a very good boy. It's just all about, it's just exposing him to a few things. You know, he doesn't need to be perfect. It's just about introducing him to kind of life as a domesticated horse, which does involve a lot of leading around and a lot of picking up feet. So yeah, he's a great boy, really good. I really enjoy spending time with him.
So yeah, that is the few bits I've been doing with Zephy. Hopefully, it's not a huge amount, but hopefully it will make a difference when he's older and, you know, when we have to start doing his feet and that. But yeah, he's a very good boy. One thing I will say about Zephy is no matter how much I handle him, like look how, you know, he's being really nice here now, he's loving the scratches. Every time I come into the stable, he runs away. He is just such a flighty foal, it's insane. I feel like a lot of other foals you would get huge amount more progress a lot quicker, but with him it has been very slowly catchy monkey, really gentle, a lot of scratches, a lot of like making it a positive experience for him, because bless him, he's just so flighty. For the first time in ever, he let me walk up to him and he's still lying down in the stable the other day, which was a big step. But you know, I see these people and they have their foals and the foals are lying down with their head on their lap and everything. Not my Zephy. He is so flighty. But at least it means he'll be nice and blood, and that's what we're breeding, a nice blood show jumper. So he's going to be a hot one, I reckon. But I think it'll be very, very worth it, because I think he's going to be a special guy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, a little catch up with Zephy man. Sorry, I need to get you more in the video, Zeph. But yeah, he's just the cutest little man and we really love him. So hopefully all goes well now, and I'll keep you guys updated on what he's up to. And of course, when he goes out to the field, I will be sure to video it, because I think it's going to be pretty crazy, isn't it? All right, I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Bye. Say bye, Zephy. Say bye-bye.